What's going on YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, all the social media outlets? It's Ronald Kenyatta here, back at you with another Isagenix testimonial. It's been a while, it's been forever. I went through computers, I went through, from being in Atlanta, almost in Canada right now, up in Buffalo, New York. And hopefully I'll be doing these interviews consistently now. I got this Mac, and this thing seems like it's a Cadillac compared to what I had before, a Mercedes-Benz, So I'm really excited about having this thing. But just to let you guys know what's going on with me, same old, still working, still working with the Isagenix, having a lot of success. And today I have my ultimate success story. The lady I'm about to interview today, a lot of you know her, a lot of you have been following her, a lot of you are being motivated by her. So, and she's so busy, it's hard to track her down. I was able to do it, and today we have Misty Easler. Misty, what's going on with you?
Hi, Kenyatta. How are you?
I'm doing well. It is good to be back on the scene, good to be doing these interviews again. And like I said, you have a following, you have a whole bunch of people wants to know what's going down and how you're doing and where you are and what your next moves are going to be. So in 15 minutes, we're going to try to cover all the above. Are you up for that challenge?
Okay. Alrighty.
All right. Well, just for the people that aren't familiar with you, why don't you give a brief, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm Misty Easler. I am an aspiring actor here in New York, and basically how I got here to this 100-pound rebirth is that I've been an overweight actor for years, up and down on this yo-yo and, this roller coaster of the weight monster, rather. So that's who I am. I mean, right now I'm just on this path, and I made a choice back in January to get healthy forever, and that's really my focus right now.
Okay, cool. Now you say January. For me, this started, I guess, about a year ago in Toledo, Ohio, in the Park Inn. The hitman we'll
That's
tell.
my daddy.
The hitman right here. Hope he gets to see this interview. The hitman had a little, run-in, little problem, little injury, and that brought us together. And I can't remember how we started talking about it. I just remember saying something to the effect of, "You need to get on that Isagenix." And go ahead.
I remember what happened. Okay, so we were in the restaurant having tea. Daddy was injured. We're sitting there, and Daddy was like, "Oh, baby, meet Ronald here. This is, he's a trainer here, whatever." And I was just like, "Oh, well, I need some tips about my back, because remember my back was hurting and my knees." So I was asking you about exercises, and you were like, "Oh, have you ever, tried, this Isagenix or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I did that like 8 years ago." And of course, 8 years ago when I did it, I only needed to lose 15 pounds opposed to 100 pounds. So you emailed me, and I contacted you a few months later after hitting rock bottom. I think I emailed you in the middle of the night, in the dark, in tears, on the computer. And you called me back first thing in the morning, and my dad and my sister bought my first 30-day program for me. And here I am, 50 pounds lighter, from January 27th. So, I don't know. After speaking with you, I just knew that this losing 100 pounds or 85 to 100 pounds for the third time, I had to make a decision where I would not go backwards. And by making this whole journey public has put me at a level of accountability that I can't take back. If I fail at this point, I will be harassed by so many people, so I mean, I thank you for coaching me through this, and I don't know, I want to start a movement now, man. I'm in beast mode right now. I'm like ready to start a movement.
Yeah, no question. Now, you touched on it briefly. Talk about how you were feeling going into the cleanse. You said you hit rock bottom. What? Get into that briefly, because remember, we're on the clock. We're about at the 5 minute
Okay.
mark right now.
Okay. How I felt going into it, I was. I've never been a suicidal person, nothing like that. But I wanted to just, if I could have just stopped everything in my life and just been in a hole and crawled. I mean, I left New York to go to Boston. When I started this, I was in Boston. And I just got to a point where, like, I didn't even know who I was anymore. I was so heavy and full of weight, like, so, and I mean emotional weight and physical weight. And I didn't want to exist anymore. Like, I just wanted to be still and be closed up somewhere. And then in my heart, what saved me, I think, is the fact of my desire to perform and be an actor, like my love for my craft. And I was like, I can't do it if I'm in this body. And I've been reading this book that one of my therapists had suggested called A Course in Miracles. I mean, A Course in Weight Loss, rather. It was from A Course in Miracles. And she talked about the emotional layers of weight. And I feel like that's what I had. And I said, if I can get something where I'm working on my mental, and if I could get something that can clean out my physical, and I use those two things together, and I kept researching and reading in the dark, in tears, crying. And I mean, when I say that, I mean literally in the bedroom with the light from my computer on the computer. And I just like, this was my last choice. This nutritional cleanse was my last choice. I know everything else. I know how to eat. I know everything else, but I needed something that was going to help the mental and the physical coincide. And man, I was in a bad place. I was in a really bad place.
Well, it's all about balance. So many of us today, we're drones. It's 9 to 5. You never come up from air, and all you know is you got to make this money to pay these bills. Everybody's in debt. It's all a mess. So right there, that's going to take away your balance. You have no time for the inside or the soul. So
right.
Once you started, the Isagenix provides you with that balance, because once the feeling you get is not just about looking in the mirror. It starts from the inside out.
It starts from the inside out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. No question. It starts from the inside out. And that's the way you need to. And that's the way everyone should start when they want to make a change, as you have obviously done. So,
right.
That's just tremendous. You touched on my next question, how you felt mentally and physically. You pretty much touched on that. So, you're doing the cleanse. You're starting to feel some positive benefits. You're probably not sold at that point. When did you wake up and say, okay, this is legit? This is going to change my life. At what point did you buy into the system?
On the third day.
Wow.
The third day, because you know how it's like, oh, don't exercise on your cleanse day, yada yada. Man, I think I called you and I was like, I feel like I'm on crack. I felt like I was on something. And then by the second day, I know it says let your body rest, but I had to exercise on the fourth day. I had to, because I had so much energy, and I was like, I woke up, I put makeup on. I think in one of my first videos, I did my hair and my makeup, and I hadn't been doing that. Like, I just started to feel this energy and clarity, and I'm like, my body must have been way malnutritioned or something, because the way I felt and I had just gotten out of the hospital January 26th, and I started my cleanse on the 27th. And so I got all the antibiotics cleared out of my body within those first 4 days. Like, by day 5, I felt amazing. I lost 12 pounds.
Yep.
And 11 inches. And I felt like I knew there was no turning back. Like, by my second cleanse day, which is like day 3 or 4, that was it. I knew I had to do whatever I had to do to make sure I was able to keep getting my product. And I'm still at that point now.
You can definitely tell the difference when you receive energy in a way, then it's synthetic, as compared to when it's working with your body.
Naturally.
naturally, as you know, comparing coffee or caffeine to just taking in the nutrients that your body needs. It's hard to put it into words how you feel.
Man, I try to, every time I speak to someone and share my story, I try to explain what this is. It makes me like emotional. Like I broke down on a girl today, not in a bad way, just telling her and relating to her how I feel. I'm like, I want everyone to feel how I feel.
Okay.
I haven't had coffee since about maybe like the first week or second week of January. I've had nothing but water or the cleanse for, I mean, not the cleanse for, like, you know, the want more energy. Or if I have like a, even if when I was away, or if I have like a cocktail or something here and there, I'll just have that with fresh lime juice and fresh water. Like I have not had anything other than water. And it's like your body craves only natural things. Water, water, water. You know what I mean? I don't even know what else to say. Like,
no, it's amazing. You know, like you say, your body starts to crave what it really wants. You know, there's people watching this video right now that can't even comprehend just drinking water. But that's because they have aspartame running through their systems, high fructose corn syrup running through their system, and they are straight addicted to this stuff. Have no idea, they're straight addicted to it. You know, once you get this stuff out of your system and let your body do what it wants to do at the highest level, you know, you have no desire to be a part of that crap. So that's what we're doing. It's great. You know, and we're at the 11-minute mark. Man, this flies by. But
it does.
Let's see. Besides weight loss, what other goals are you out to achieve?
Well, now my goals have totally changed. Like, at first it was to lose, I haven't even lost, I'm halfway there. So I still have another 50, maybe 60, I keep upping my goals, 50 or 60 pounds to lose. But now I really want to start a movement with this cleanse. Like, I want to get the biggest cleanse group together, and where I am available to everyone that starts cleansing with me as much as I possibly can. I want it to be a movement. You know, this 100-pound rebirth is what I want to create for everyone, to leave that old and you know, rebirth a new life for yourself, which I've done. Okay. And my goal now is to get each and every person I can to join me, because it keeps me accountable. It keeps me, it's like I share a part of me with people going through this, because I know what it is to have those emotional layers of fat on me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, healthy is the new sexy for me. And it's not about being skinny, and I do want to be a skinny, you know what, but I want to be a healthy one. You know what I mean?
Oh, no question, yeah. You just had about 3 T-shirts right there.
Yeah, well, and then my 100-pound rebirth, I trademarked this. This is mine.
Okay, all right.
That's trademarked. I mean, so the rebirth and the 100-pound rebirth, all of that, you don't have to want to lose 100 pounds. Mm-hmm. It's just about starting a movement. That's where my goals are.
All right, well, we are really pushing it right now. So there's so many people in your situation, mentally, physically, and financially, yet they don't want to take that first step. A lot of people are just scared to take that first step, or they're just comfortable. And people actually find comfort in misery. You know, there's so many places people are right now watching this video, but the main, you know, where they are is they're not making a move. What can you tell them right now to make a move? Hey, we only got, we'll have to do 2 parts. We'll shut this down and come back and do another one real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so we got like 14, 13, it's counting it down. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to come back with a part 2 and go ahead and answer that question real quick. You know, what do you recommend people do to, you know, leave that comfort zone, all right? So you think about that. I'm going to shut this down and we'll be right back.
Okay, great.